will be watching this transmission. Tis I, Mike Martins. Welcome to another very special, very informative edition of Trends in the Housing Market. Guys, we got quite a bit to cover today. We're going to go over some stories that are happening across the Commonwealth when it comes to housing affordability, housing issues. Major housing stress that people are going under is condos. And we need to discuss condos. Condos are really important because for a lot of people, thank you for that. Condos are really important, and we're going to discuss that tonight. So anyways, guys, sit back, relax, and for another beautiful and yet very informative Trends in the Housing Market. The date today is August the 5th, 2020. August is here, my friends, and there's already a few disruptions in the month. Disturbances in the month of August. Just when you thought maybe you might have a nice quiet month, things are already not looking well when it comes to, I don't know, world events, world views, or what's happening. Okay, guys, let's just make sure everything is looking good here on the side. All right, let's flip over to article scan. All right, guys, let's just do a quick channel plug here if you guys don't mind. Okay, guys, please don't forget to actually subscribe to the channel and set your reminders for upcoming shows here. If you go to the home section of the page, we have Mike in the Night this Saturday, People of the Night, Trends in the Housing Market next week, Expanding City Limits, and Mike in the Night Push the Feeling, the 15th of August, and 19th of August, if you don't mind joining us for Trends in the Housing Market, Live and Let Buy. So there's lots of stuff going on the channel, lots of great stuff to watch that I put up together. Today, guys, I put up a video of Big Predictions Housing Playback from 2016, discussing the housing market from 2000. This is a video from 2016 that I filmed, and man, how many things came to light. How many things came to actual completion. Wow, it's scary how we're charted for, I don't know, charted to lose, basically. Charted to default. And Toronto, Vancouver delinquencies rise from an hour ago. Don't forget to check that out. And pumping more money to prop up real estate. That is an important one because this has to do with the entire Commonwealth. Australians about to fall off a cliff, the $75 billion cliff. So there's lots happening, guys. Don't forget to follow the channel, be part of the channel, and be part of what we got going on here. Okay, guys, don't forget to shop Teespring, pick up something cool. We got some Trends in the Housing Market stuff there. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook here. Don't forget to be part of the Facebook. I want to get to 120,000 people that like me on Facebook by Christmas time, but unfortunately, Facebook won't verify my page or do anything because they say I'm not a credible person. So, okay, there's my Facebook there if you want to follow that, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, you're more than welcome to be with me here on Instagram and send me some show tips. You're more than welcome to do that. Don't forget to check out the McChronicle guys. McChronicle. Really good guy. He's taking a break, but we'll still be pumping his channel. We'll help him grow. Guys, don't forget to check T-Square Talk. T-Square Talk is a great guy. He's always live. Check him out. And don't forget to check out the website I've been building here for my store. I'm going to probably be going online next year. So I'll give you guys, if you're in Canada, I'm going to be shipping within Canada. There it is, mtg.toys. Check it out. Okay, guys, Trends in the Housing Market. What's going on, guys? So, before we kick off condo ripoffs, I kind of want to say, why did the condo market heat up so much? Well, it has a little bit to do with FOMO, fear of missing out, and it also has to do with most affordable inventory on the market, okay? So, the most expensive inventory on the market is detached homes, okay? So, basically, a detached house, a freehold property, is basically the most expensive property you could buy anywhere in the Commonwealth, is a freehold property. Land and a house, detached, away from others. That's the most expensive property you could buy. In a city, secondary, quad, tri-cities, anywhere you go, housing is always going to be more. Secondary market will be the townhouse market, where you have 8 or 9 houses in a row, and they're a lot cheaper to build, and basically your square footage is a bit smaller than average, and the townhouse market is the secondary most affordable market in the real estate market. And then third, I'm not going into commercial property or any of that, but third least affordable down the list is condos or condominiums, aka apartments. Those are the third cheapest on the market, and when the housing market gets very expensive and out of reach for most people, they jump onto the townhouse market. And when the townhouse attached house market goes on the fritz and too expensive to jump on, then people move to the condo market. And that's the third down the list when it comes to affordability. Now, we got ourselves a tiny problem here. People are getting shafted with a lot of these rip-off scams that are going on, and we have people in 2020 complaining about leaking condos. People are complaining about strata insurance or strata fees going up because they can't find anyone to insure their building. There's all kinds of condo stories coming from all over the Commonwealth where there was one guy that emailed me that said he hasn't had a good night's sleep in 3 months because there's like 25 students living in the one bedroom next to him. And like all kinds of condo stories, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to discuss a bit of condos, what's happening with condos, what do you expect for condos, and for people waiting on the sidelines, is condos really worth it? Like realistically, maybe renting, I would say to rent a condo to get by, but nowadays it's like you're renting just to pay your rent. You're renting to pay rent, but you're not saving or you're not really getting ahead. And that's the scary part. And it's a damn condo. It's not like you're renting a full house. Yeah. Anyways. All right, let's head off to the... All right, let's get off to the comments here. We got... Strata and Body Corps are a ripoff, says DIY. Papa Pissed housing in Ottawa has gone parabolic. The prices are increasing day by day. That's correct. Ottawa and Montreal, parts of Quebec that most people wouldn't move to, are now starting to move to those parts of the province, and you're starting to see that. Same thing with people in these weird suburbs of Sydney. Weird. I'm talking about an hour and a half away drive. People are just mass exodusing. Look at California. People couldn't get into the condo market in California, and they just headed east. Why am I going to live in a rip-off condo in Los Angeles and pay these crazy strata fees when I could just go to Houston and buy a house for the same price with a pool and have a detached property, right? So it's happening all over the Commonwealth. People in Vancouver, do I buy a $600,000 one-bedroom condo, or do I move further into the country and buy a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,500 square foot house for $400,000? What are the trade-offs? What do I want, right? So that's why you're seeing this massive brain drain, because once the condo market gets unaffordable, or people can't even afford to rent a condo anymore because the strata fees are so high, so that the owner needs to pass on these. So what happens is some owners, a lot of condo owners right now are out of pocket if they bought in the last 3 years. Right? With strata fees going up, insurance is going up, they're going to have to raise the rents. And you're going to start to see more and more vacant condos. You're seeing that in Melbourne right now. Melbourne, Australia. You're seeing massive empty condos there because they can't rent them out. People aren't renting them out. Okay. Okay, here it is. EMF Protection says, I get calls from condo owners who feel sick in their condo from cell towers. Scott Kemp says, it's great. Temperature, weather in the mountains, 34 to 45 minimum away, affordable housing and decent jobs. Papa Piss says, kids can carry... Okay, talking about weapons here. Okay, Scott says, pay it better than in Toronto in most cases. Steve Stevens says, I have one kid and it's not expensive at all because I live within my means. Mitch Madden says, 10 years ago in the U.S., you couldn't give away a condo. That's correct. Mitch is 100% spot on. 10 years ago, man, you could go to Arizona, you could pick up a condo for $56,000, a 2-bedroom with the thing. But in Vancouver, for some reason, or in Toronto, or in Sydney, or in London, those prices just 10 years ago, once that market fell apart in the States, the rest of the Commonwealth kept going up like an escalator, right? So this is the problem that we're facing here. Affordability is a major issue here. And now, once the condo market is out, in Oregon, the condo market started getting so expensive that people were just mass exiting the cities. A lot of people weren't renewing their leases, and a lot of people were fly-by-nights. They'd pack up at night and get lost. And U-Haul, you see the U-Haul activity going from the East Coast into the interior. You see it in Canada, from Vancouver, Lower Mainland, into the interior, from Merritt, Kamloops, Kelowna, Cache Creek, Logan Lake, all these places in the interior. Same thing with Washington State, people going to Montana. People from Oregon moving to Nevada. People from California moving into New Mexico and Texas, right? So you're seeing these patterns. New York, you're seeing people from New York scattering all over the lower states, to Texas, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. New York has gotten so expensive, and so has Massachusetts. Those two states basically sold out to the highest bidders, and they're binging on foreign students to come in and get education and pay through the roof when it comes to rents and stuff. And a lot of people are just losing it there. Okay, guys. So Scott Kemp says, talking about Alberta, Mike. Well, all over Canada is facing this issue right now. And people in Canada, a lot of people ask me about Alberta. You know, a lot of people ask me. And when I tell people, look, if you want to move to Alberta, if you could do your own thing and you could stand on your own 2 feet and you don't have to depend on the local economy for a wage, right? Then you could do okay. I have my own business. I'm constantly on my feet working, constantly with the family, constantly taking care of things, and I could stand on my own 2 feet, right? So I moved to Merritt, a small town of 7,000, and I love being here. I think it's fantastic. It's entertaining. It really is. It's very entertaining. If you see all the stuff that happens and stuff, the videos I put up and stuff, it is entertaining. And without all this drama, it'd be kind of boring, actually. That's what you like, small town, you know what I'm saying? So Jim, so we got something about some landscaping there. So New Bedford, Massachusetts, $270,000 for a 900 square foot 2-bedroom 1-bath home. So that's a little bit pricey in New Bedford. Like, I would pay $270. If I was in Massachusetts, I would pay $270. I could probably still get a good house in Seekonk, Massachusetts, or even West Attleboro. I could probably get something good for that much, like better than a 2-bedroom 1-bath. I could probably even go to Fall River and buy a nice house for like $220, like a big house for $220 in Fall River. So we got Scott Kemp. Would like to call in. Scott, where are you? Do I have you on Skype here? Let me see if I have Scott Kemp here. Scotty, where are you? Scott. Okay, I think I have a Scott here. Yeah, here it is. I got you here. Okay, Scott, I'm going to give you a call right now, okay? Let's give Scott a call.
How's it going, brother?
Yo, Scotty, how are you, my brother?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. So what's on your mind, buddy?
Well, I don't know if you remember a little while ago, probably about 8 months ago, I sent you that letter. It was about a tradesman in Toronto.
Yes. Didn't I read it on my channel?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
So what I was trying to say was in that letter, and like, I'm originally from the West, And we gave Toronto a try, thinking, maybe there was greener pastures over there. But what I found was it seemed like the work-life balance was not good. It was like grind, 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 and there was like no personal time, no enjoying life because you're trying to catch those high bills, right? Living downtown, it's about $2,300 for an apartment, and sometimes that doesn't even include a parking spot. So I left Toronto actually during COVID, and I settled in Calgary because, to be honest with you, in the industry, I'm in the HVAC industry. The wages are actually slightly better here, and the affordability of living is probably half the price. I've already bought a house since I've been here, so and now I'm enjoying life.
See, you're a skilled tradesman, right? So if you guys, so pay attention, guys. If you could stand on your feet, like Scott here does, working in the HVAC system, if you could stand on your own 2 feet, if you're an electrician, a plumber, if you got a skilled trade, then yes, move to. If you're in Canada, Alberta is a good place to live. So you already bought your house, and
Yep.
and how are you? How is your new place? Is it nice and big? Lots of space.
Yeah, so I landed a 2,100 square foot house, built in 2004. So it's not even that old, with a garage and everything, and not a huge yard, but still enough to enjoy yourself in the back. And places like this go anywhere from about 375 to about 430, 440 in a good area.
Yes.
So that to me is still affordable, and if a person can scrounge up their 20% down or better, you're really living good.
Yes, your overhead obviously is cut almost in half than what you were paying in Toronto, and but this on this end, in Alberta, you own your own place, you have your own backyard, you have your own rights, you could do whatever the hell you want.
And actually, property taxes and car insurance are cheaper here as well.
Yes, I know car insurance is like 70% cheaper than in Ontario.
Yeah, it was making me miserable, and it's not like I didn't like the city. I liked Toronto, I liked Ontario, but it almost seemed like people were zombies there, chasing the dollar just to squeak by, and that lifestyle wasn't for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you were born and raised there, that's your home, right? And I can't take that away from you, but it's really tough. And I've owned other houses before in Saskatchewan, and so it's not like it's my first home or anything like that, but I couldn't muscle it. My stomach, like my wife and I, we couldn't muscle the price of anywhere between 700 to 900 for a knockdown, and you're still commuting in the GTA. And that to me is like a death sentence, if you will. So,
and taxes are cheaper there too.
Yeah, that's just it. The property taxes are actually quite reasonable, and there's no provincial sales tax as well.
Okay. That's another good move. Okay, so let me ask. So you don't feel like you're in that rat race. How does that make you feel when you go into work? How does that make you feel when you come home? How does that make you feel on the weekends knowing that you're free again?
Oh, it's just so much more relaxing. Like, I don't have to worry. I don't have to chase anything. I don't have to, when you're a contractor, you want to fill your schedule and you want to be busy, but at the same token, you kind of want to live a little bit too. And I just found out here, since I've been here, I can go and get my 8 hours and be satisfied, and still take off a little bit early on Friday, enjoy my wife. We've got a dog and everything like that, so we like to get out and do hiking and walking around and cycling and whatever else, right? And just having that extra spare time of not commuting is just, like, I'm telling you, it's a life changer, huge life changer. It's a lot more relaxing,
Yeah. It's good for you. It's really good. I'm so happy to hear that. And how far are you from the downtown?
Well, I'm up in Panorama Hills area, so I'm probably about 20 to 25 minutes
from downtown Calgary.
From downtown Calgary, yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. Yeah. So I don't know if you saw the other email I read the other day where somebody bought a 4-bedroom with a pool, and they couldn't even get it in Vancouver into a $400,000 townhouse, a rundown one with $100,000 down. He couldn't even get in.
Wow, plus strata fees too.
Strata fees and Mickey Mouse fees, and there's a lot of strata fees in those. Have you ever lived in a condo before?
Yeah, well, I was living in an apartment downtown in Toronto, but I was just renting, so I didn't have that effect. But no, I've always owned houses.
Okay, how much
So
was how much were you paying for rent for a condo in Toronto?
it was well, it first started out in 2017. It was 21.95.
21.95.
Yeah, for a one bedroom plus den, and that's right on Yonge and College. So pretty good location. And then I was renting a separate parking spot, and I think the parking spot, if I'm not mistaken, was about 250 a month for a second
For a
parking spot
parking spot.
for a parking spot per month. And
Scott, did
then
you know? Do you know what I could get you for a rental down in Miami for 250 a month?
oh man, I would jump on that opportunity to move down there in a heartbeat.
Because you see me do those comparisons once in a while, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And that makes a lot of people upset in the comments when I do that.
I need a visa. I'd move down to one of the Carolinas or
Hmm.
Arizona, wherever, man. Georgia, I love Georgia too. It's beautiful down there. Tennessee, any of those places.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so you're
Oh
paying.
no.
So what did you end up paying in rent in Toronto when it was all said and done before you moved out
We were up to 2,300
for
per
a one
month.
bedroom and a den?
One bedroom plus den. Yeah.
Holy smokes!
Insane, eh?
So I guess you didn't break your lease. Your lease was up. How did that work out for you? Was your lease up and you said, okay, I'm going to Alberta? How did you transition to Alberta? What did you do? Just say I'm going to listen to Mike Martins and I'm going to leave the big city. What did you do? Tell us what you did.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but you can just give 60 days notice and you can break a lease. So I was living there for over 2 years. It was just over 2 years, and I think I renewed my lease, and I was there for another, I want to say 4 months. And I had a good landlord, and like, there's nothing wrong with that or anything like that. I just I inquired with actually a real estate agent that got me the place
Mm-hmm.
originally, and I just asked him. I said, "What are my options here?" And he said, "Oh, you can give 60 days notice, and then you can get out of your lease." And so that's exactly what I did. Just gave 60 days notice, and I actually left during COVID. It was March when I came out here.
Mm-hmm.
I just said,
Covey.
"What? I'm out of here."
Yeah, yeah, good move. So you transitioned, but what transition did you move to Alberta? Was it just like, I'm done here. I can't live in the city anymore.
Well, we had a rental property in Saskatchewan still, and we finally sold it in December. Thank God. So we sold that off, and then we started looking to purchase in Toronto. And man, it was getting me pretty miserable looking around and like seeing what you get for your dollar. And I don't know, I just kind of got cold feet, and I started looking around. And my family's still out west here, and yeah, I just kind of made that decision. Did a lot of praying about it, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I believe wholeheartedly God led me over here. So
Good.
this is where I am now.
That's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's good. And I'm
So
happy you're happy. You left the big city. And did you notice a big sense in exodusing from other people too?
yeah, I hear a lot of people who live in Toronto and GTA area. Just people just like, especially the ones that are working from home now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point in them staying in the city, right? So they're looking at other options, leaving major city centers. I know one person moved up to Burlington. That's, in my opinion, it's still not really that great of a move. What are you getting? Maybe about $100,000 discount.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
really
No,
enough.
you gotta move to
Yeah,
like what you call it, in Dryden, Ontario, to get a big discount.
yeah, or even Brantford or something like that.
Mm.
Something a ways away.
Or Wawa.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's just a word of advice. It's honestly, it's nice to have great assets and stuff like that, and live in a great city where there's lots of things to do. But you know what? If you open your eyes and you look around, there's lots of other cities and places you can live where there are a lot of extracurricular activities, and you can enjoy your life a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay,
So
Scotty.
especially family. If you're family orientated, that's the way to go.
That's the way. Family house all the way, man. Have 3 kids.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Scotty, please, if you can, maybe call in to Mike in the night if there's anything you want to talk about that's happening outside of real estate. Okay, buddy?
Sure, you got it, man.
All right, you take care, stay safe,
Yep,
and we'll talk
take
soon.
care, man. Yeah, you bet.
Bye.
Bye.
So that is Scotty out of Alberta. Basically called and wanted to call into the show. Haven't heard from him. He actually emailed me an email about, he's in the he's a tradesman working in the HVAC system, the whole thing, and he just got tired. He got tired and wanted to leave Toronto. Gave Toronto a chance, and said that's it. So now he's living in Alberta, 30 minutes outside of Calgary, and he can sleep well at night. He can sleep well knowing he made the right choice in life. He can sleep well knowing that you know, he could, you know, look after his people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, guys. So we got. Let's go into a couple of news articles here. The comments are going nuts. Let's get to a bit of comments here real quick before we get into. So we got Craig Cook in the house. I talked to him. I messaged him earlier. So we got something happening in Victoria. I was reading an article. Yeah, see, we don't have satellite cities like the US or UK. No. That's the problem with Australia and Canada. We don't have a lot of cities outside of our major cities. We're getting into a bind right now in Canada because we're running out of places. You know what I'm saying? So Montreal, something says Montreal scores 3-4. So we got Jordan Retro in the house. What's up, buddy? Pure Grosso in the house. We got G today, a G in the house. G says, today I went an hour from my town, not for me. So a lot of people in the comments. If you want to call in, guys, and tell us your housing story, please do. So let's go to article scan. Let's get to... So, guys, you need to be careful when you're in the... Especially if you're going to buy a condo for investment purposes. Be careful with that. There's a lot of things you got to look at. And then you got to look at your taxes at the end of the year. You got to look at capital gains. You got a lot of things you got to be careful with, guys. You know what I'm saying? All right. We got Jasmine checking in from Vancouver. Tig Nim in the house. Okay. Let's go to article scan. Here it is, guys. Three reasons to buy a condo and 3 reasons to beware. Guys, pay attention, especially if you have a friend that's going to jump in the condo market because they can't afford to get into the housing market. Okay, pro, you won't have a yard to mow. I actually like mowing the yard. I know this is going to sound like completely fabricated, but it's not fabricated, my friends. I actually enjoy mowing my lawn. I actually enjoy being out and about. Con, having outdoor workload managed isn't always easy. Some condominiums are underfunded and don't have the money to pay for regular maintenance. So that's what you got to watch out for. Pro, it's cheaper than buying comparable houses. So here it is. It's the cheapest on the market. It's the cheapest product on the market that you could buy is a condo. So when everybody hits FOMO, everyone jumps into the market, into condos or something, so they don't get left out of the markets. Then we got con. The price of the price of the condo isn't all you'll have to account for. Remember, guys, you got strata fees, you got all kinds of condominium fees. They call them all kinds of fees. Pro, there is a sense of community. Yes, unfortunately, the condo when I moved to Vancouver, the condo that I lived in, unfortunately, there was no sense of community, guys, because there was only half the units were rented out and the other half of the units were completely empty. Foreign investor owned. So there was very hard. You see the same 5 people in the building all the time. The same 5 people all the time. Okay, con. You can't pick your neighbors. That's the with living in a condo, you cannot pick your neighbors. And when you're going to a neighborhood, you can kind of look around, sniff around, see what's going on, make sure that one of the neighbors doesn't have an attitude problem or some weird issue. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go back to the comments here. If you have a condo story you want to share with us, please call into the show and let us know. TJH is saying a condo in the Azores. Yeah, but you got to watch out for those fees, eh? Or hidden leaky condos there too, eh? DIY says, I'll never want to buy an apartment. It's ripoffs. TJH says, let's all apply for American visas on the show. Jem Rose is, we shouldn't have to leave our country to have a quality of life. Many have the quality of life in this country. That is the real issue. Many have quality of life in this country. That is the real issue. Matthew is saying, a guy I work with just moved into a brand new apartment, $500,000 worth. I'm waiting for him to get off the real estate to get off the real estate always goes up bandwagon. TJH, you could still afford a house for under 200,000, but it's minus 15, still snowing in May, 2-4 weekend up there. Yeah, you got to go way up north in the yeah. Mitch Manning said in the 80s, we were buying up apartment complexes for condo conversions, very lucrative at the time. We got James Latimer. If you want to call into the show, add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. He's saying Britain is a total ripoff, one bedroom flat, a fortune. But in the USA, it's unbelievable how you have to pay tax on top of tax. Just found out about the mansions in France. Each kid has to pay inheritance tax for 45%. Yeah, France is not easy. France is very tough when it comes to taxes. Someone's asking if I heard about what happened in Lebanon. Yes, guys, it's on my channel. I did a whole story on it. So, guys, check out the channel. I covered it like 5 minutes after, or 20 minutes after it occurred. I was one of the first out there to get something out on it. Jem says lots of people ended up living in basement apartments, and I pointed that out in the early 90s, but nobody listened. A basement apartment is often exploitation to the max. Jem, Rose, call into the show, man. Give us a call. Tell us what's going on. Lots of vital information here. All right, so that was there, guys. This was the last article here. 3 reasons to buy a condo and 3 reasons to beware. So I read that one. Okay, 15 pre-constructed condo buying tips so you don't get ripped off. Guys, pay attention to this if you're buying a condominium. Okay, this is from, what is this, torontocondos.org. Just pay attention to these things, guys. These are kind of important points they actually point out here. So do your own research when you're especially buying one of the most expensive assets in your life. So, okay, number 1, research the builder. Yeah, so research the builder, guys. Make sure they have a good track record. Number 2, actually go see the places that the builder has already built and know the floor plans, okay? So go see what they built already, guys. Number 3, get your development fees capped. Development fees are the one thing that could cost you a lot of money if the builder won't cap these. Run, don't walk. Development fees, guys, pay attention, okay? Number 4, know your closing costs. Development charges, Terrian fees, land transfer tax. Here's a calculator. There's a calculator right here for the LTT, legal condo upgrades, etc. Guys, condos, you know where they are. They're on the bottom of my list, especially with strata fees and hidden fees. But if you're going to jump onto the property market, I get a lot of condo questions, emails. Number 5, look for energy saving and green initiatives. Number 6, understand how the occupancy period works. Number 7, negotiate. Number 8, hire a lawyer experienced with pre-construction closings, especially when you're looking at a pre-con. Number 9, compare pre-construction pricing with real estate pricing to understand the market. That's very important. And also do comparables, please. Number 10, understand all the things that could go wrong. What could go wrong? It's a new condo. Oh my God. The stories and emails I get from people from all over the world. Number 11, consider a clause to allow you to rent the unit during occupancy. Number 12, pre-qualify yourself at an ultra-conservative mortgage rate. Number 13, get an assignment provision added at no fee. Number 14, keep back some money if things go wrong. Number 15, hire a realtor who's experienced with pre-construction before going to look at sales centers. Be careful with the sales centers, guys. That's how they get you, because you're unoccupied with someone that understands the markets and understands comparables in the markets. So there it is. These are the top 15 pre-constructed condo buying tips so you don't get ripped off. Guys, pay attention. It's very important because condos now, especially with property taxes and condos having a really tough time to get insured is becoming a massive issue right now. Massive issue for people to get their condos insured. And that's a huge issue. right. So we got, let's go back to the comments here. So Nat Pacheco is saying, who the heck wants a tenant in the basement? And then Alan says, someone who needs the money. Mitch Madden says, Jem, yes, I have witnessed greed amongst investors and syndicators firsthand. Everything is getting funneled to the top today. Only scraps remain for the people. Jem Rose says, real estate industry likes to act like they're all business issues. None of the social issue stuff. Yet, it is interwoven and they have caused a lot of social unrest with their greed. RK is asking, will the Canadian government allow the prices to go down? Nope. The Canadian government's going to do everything from first-time home buyer loans, which they've done already. In Australia, they've done it. They've done it in the UK. They're going to do interest-only mortgages. They've already done that in the UK and in England. Oh, zero down and zero down mortgages with zero down. Interest-only mortgages. And when all else fails, they'll go into negative rates. And when they go into negative rates, you guys know what happens, right? They're going to ban cash, and they're just going to go into negative rates so people don't take the money out of their accounts. Alan Howick is 100%. There's nothing moral about the government. That's very true. Governments are to govern, or making sure our streets are fixed, making sure our schools are up to spec, making sure our borders are secure. That's what governments are supposed to be doing. Not getting involved with all kinds of crap that they're getting involved in right now that they shouldn't be getting involved in. We wouldn't be in these issues right now if our borders were secure, the money laundering wouldn't come in, and we wouldn't be facing these issues right now. Yeah, Nets Pashuk is saying everyone should have their own space. That's correct. Everyone should have their own space. That's the deal. That's what, we're not asking to change water into wine. We're not asking for free stuff. A lot of people want to be productive. A lot of people want to work for what they have. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on here. If anybody wants to call in, let me know. I'm just trying to see who we have in the comments here that we get on for housing. I don't see anybody on right now. I want to get the Lost Canuck in. I haven't talked to Lost Canuck in a while. I wonder if he'll pick up. I haven't heard from him in like months. Oh, it's ringing, guys. It's ringing. Well, hopefully it comes back. Jem is asking, what's my number? Call me on Skype. Get Skype on your phone. It's free, and everyone uses Skype now. It's old, but still people use it. It's Mike Martins 1980. Mike Martins 1980 on Skype. Go ahead and add me on Skype if you want to come on the show and tell us a condo story. I'd love to hear a condo story. So TJH, their own condo space. Ha! You can't even afford a shed. Shed in Toronto. Mike showed last week. Yeah, that shed in Toronto was $1 million, and I showed people what they could buy for 80 grand in friggin' 80 grand in Miami, in West Palm Beach. And I bring up Florida because I lived there for many years, and I understand there. I know the housing market there. I understand what's going on there. I could see right through it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get a Shima on the show and see what's going on. Maybe she's got some inside scoop.
Hi, Mike.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing okay. So, what's going on?
Oh, lots going on. Everybody is going like the prices here in my area have gone up by at least 30%, Mike.
30 or 13?
Well, I would say 30 because what was selling last year for around 730 is now selling for around 830.
Oh my God. This is just an average house.
Yeah, but Mike, the central banks are going mad. They're the superheroes, right? The supermen, Superman pushing, so the Superman pushing the economy, like holding the housing from crashing, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, so US, the central banks are going berserk, holding the stock markets. Here they're going berserk, holding the housing markets.
So let me ask. Are you noticing the mass exodus out of the big cities like everyone else is?
Oh, yes, yes, definitely. That's the reason why prices are going up here.
So everybody's leaving. So you're way outside the city, right?
Yeah, and this is like, Toronto in like traffic conditions is like a standard traffic conditions is around 1.5 hour, 1 hour, 45 minutes from here. So yeah, a lot of people are moving out. They don't want to live in these crowded, berserk, high-rise matchboxes.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear our first caller who was paying $2,300 for a one bedroom, one den apartment in Toronto?
Yeah, I know. And Mike, in fact, I know someone who just sold their apartment in Toronto and they're so happy because prices have fallen since then. They
Mm-hmm.
sold it 2, 3 months ago and they're now moving into Oakville. They're getting the house built. And that's again a townhouse. They bought it for around 800 and plus. So I don't know.
For a townhouse?
Yeah. And this is 15 townhouse, 1,500 square feet.
800 large? Well, how far from the city?
Oakville.
Oakville.
Yeah.
So that's 35 minutes from Toronto.
Yeah, even more.
Okay, so 800,000 for a townhouse. So what is the average Canadian? So what are people gonna do? Like, I mean, I know. Okay, I've been receiving a lot of emails lately. I don't know if you remember, Ashima. Do you remember when I did all the videos? I did one for New Zealand, I did one for Australia, I did one for the UK, I did one for Canada, and I said do not buy anything. Remember those videos I did?
I know you. I've been watching your videos so very regularly, Mike. But let's not forget who, who's bothered about an average Canadian? Tell me, who's bothered? Bill Morneau isn't. Trudeau isn't. They all are just wanting their own. They're riding a high horse, Mike. And we, a standard Canadian can't even vote them out. You know. And you can't even expect anyone to vote these guys out. The opposition, Jasmeet Singh, the NDPs don't want to even pull out their support because they're socialists. They want to increase taxes by 8%. Mike, go look at their policies. So I don't know what's happening. People just want to tax. Like the corporates don't want to be taxed. They know how to play the Mickey Mouse games. So a salary person, they are the ones who really pay the taxes because even if like I have a business and I hire people, I'd have to devise my own ways of not paying taxes. But
Mm-hmm.
those people I hire will have to pay taxes. So the government doesn't earn from the corporates, but we all the people who are earning around like a standard salary are really getting squeezed out, Mike, because those people who had a normal job, who really worked hard, they don't even get a sub. They don't want a sub. Nobody wants government money, right?
No,
Who to take anything from anyone, Mike?
no, no. I want to thank Anthony Ruvalacaba for sending me $5 on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Anthony. It means a lot to me that someone sent me a small tip. All right, so okay, house prices are going up where you are. You are outside of the an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes outside of Toronto, and you're noticing that house prices are going up in your area. Like, I mean,
Well, listing price, I won't say house price, but I definitely know that houses are selling at that price too, Mike. I mean, I've booked a house for myself, but I've been lucky so far. But the builders, it's the way they behave, Mike. They don't even return calls. They have no staff during COVID, and they ride a high horse. Just try calling up someone, they'll say, "Hello, yes, how can I?" I mean, the way they talk, they've been not trained or they're really overworked. And this is not a builder actually. They hire these real estate agents to promote the builders' properties, so they outsource their sales, right? and they give them commission. So it's all about commissions. It's all about commissions.
But
The
then, but
whole
what happens to the average like it's. I think what's going to happen is a lot of the average folk, and I'm talking about educated people too. I'm talking about people that have degrees and stuff. The ones that could stand on their own 2 feet, I think they're going to make it to as far away from major cities, like that gentleman that just called in, Scotty, who left Toronto and moved outside of Calgary and bought himself a big house with a decent sized backyard and doesn't have to deal with the stress anymore, right? So
absolutely you live in these cities, Mike. It's so stressful to even just walk those cities. Just look at the traffic. Look at the Ghana highway. It's you really can't. Who wants to drive that road?
mhm.
Wants to drive that road. And what's in Toronto, Mike? What's in Toronto? I don't
Not,
know.
it's not what it used to be. When I grew up there as a kid, that was a great city to be in. It was very, it was just very, it was a very tight knit, look out for each other thing. Everybody owned their own property. Even the guy working at 7-Eleven owns his own property. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, even bagging groceries in the grocery store, owned their own property. Everybody, nobody wanted to rent. It was a waste of money. And, you know, pe-
Mike, the CMHC is really buying up all these mortgage-backed securities.
yeah.
And even though it's rare, I've heard, and I've frankly just not heard, I've seen 4 houses
Hmm.
which were on sale from the financiers, but those houses are not going on the market as a finance or they're not going down under properties. They're just selling as a regular property. They're being taken over by some trust or some financial institution. It's all about these money games, right? What to do? Which we people like us, that route we can't go that route. So I don't know what a common man does, Mike. We don't have the power to even vote a government in. I mean, like this scenario has really shown I mean, nothing is in our hands. It's mostly controlled with people, with muscles. People like us don't control anything except for our own emotions or our own correctness.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. That,
Net Pacheco in the comments saying the barber is complaining he can't afford a house. Yes, the barber should be able to afford to buy a house. Everybody should be in some sort of level to own. Even like so, people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna live in the sketchy part of town. It's more affordable." There's no more. There is the sketchy part of town still exists, but it's not affordable.
and Mike, that is the job of the government to ensure that the economy is smoothly running, but that is not been happening. So I don't know what watchdogs do here, but this is really bad. They should have never allowed the property prices to go up so much so that a basic human being, like people working and students working, they're looking forward to their life and they can sort of maybe save money for the down payments. That cannot happen anymore.
No, because they have student loans to pay if they didn't pay off for their expensive education. And the job that they were promised that was waiting for them is very slim to none. And I'm not trying to put them down or wreck their dreams, but it's not easy.
Yeah, and that's only in one of those places where they can make pizza or tin. That's all that there is in the name of jobs here in Canada. Let me tell you. Until unless you're highly experienced and for these newcomers, it's not really easy, Mike. It's like who came first, chicken or the egg? They don't have the experience.
Hmm.
I have myself, so I know how it is. It's so difficult. You really have to work hard.
So what do you what do you say to people like I've been getting a lot of emails lately. Okay? A lot. A lot of people have been reaching out to me lately in the last couple of months. And I get a lot of people emailing me asking me what they need to do to move to the States. Some of them have experience in something, some of them have a degree. I have more I get like 3 to 10 emails a day of people asking to move to the States.
But even states are suffering, Mike. There are no jobs there. That's why they're not promoting any more immigrants getting in. There are
Hmm.
no jobs. North America is really suffering, I
Hmm.
would say at this point in time
Well, we're
because
talking about nurses. We're talking about, people that could stand on their own feet, like plumbers, or someone could move to a small town and start doing some plumbing, get a van, and know what they know how to do, and they're licensed. You know what I'm trying to say, Ashima? People that could stand on their own feet. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to go there to find. They could create their own job, right?
business for self. That's the only way out, I think. That's the best way out because that way you save taxes too. And business for self, I think, is a very good thing to do. You can write off so many expenses.
In
And
the
I think
states,
we
you
all,
can. In the states, you could even write off the interest on your mortgage.
yes, all your housing
Yeah.
expense, the
That's why
amount
I
that
get
you,
so many emails of people. I got like 10 emails today. Oh, I want to move to Georgia. Oh, I was looking at a house in North Carolina. Oh, I want to move to, what was that place that guy said? Cheyenne. I want to move to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I'm a nurse and blah, blah, blah. It's like, holy crap. Like Canada, it's very hard to keep educated or Canadians that actually produce in Canada to stay in Canada.
yeah, a lot of people are going back. I definitely know from where they came. So, Mike, I definitely can also say another thing. Yeah, did you hear? US, they're removing the payroll taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know here what they're gonna do, but it's a sad state.
Well, we'll see what
The-
happens. We'll see what happens in the next quarter. I think it's for the next quarter, right?
Yeah, let's see. Until if they find a second wave or whatever. But I don't know, I find everything very normal and it's
Everything's
just
normal everywhere. I don't know what's going on. There's a few countries out there that refuse to have cases, that refuse to, like, there's just nothing, you know what I'm saying? But that's that those cases are for Mike in the night. Woo!
and a few countries which are really overdoing it because those countries had people with underlying conditions any which ways having viral infections.
Mhm. Mhm.
So there's some countries, I don't know, it's both sides of the coin. And I don't understand how a border like US and Canada, that side of the border it's so bad and this side of the border is no problem. So I don't understand
No,
this.
no, no, no. I did trust me, Ashima. There's it's remember Ashima. We're in a it's a political, it's a
So,
presidential electoral year. So there's a presidency this year, and obviously they're gonna have to start moving some pieces around the chessboard, right?
they coming up with another 400. There's a big controversy going on between the Democrats and the Republicans about the the universe that the care they have like the UI benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually 600. They're wanting to change it to 400, but I think the Democrats are opposing it. Yeah,
Mm.
let's
Well,
see what happens.
we'll see
It's
what the
gonna,
political landscape is there. We'll do something on Mike in the Night when it comes to the American politics on what's happening and how it's been affecting the entire planet.
yeah, tomorrow they have this unemployment insurance numbers, so we come to know what happens. And then Friday, I think they have the unemployment numbers. So it's like every day is a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Things which would change 30 years ago every year, now things change every day.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't know what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Ashima,
Right.
it's been an excellent 15 minutes. It was nice. Call me on Mike in the Night if you have anything conspiratory you want to add to the Mike in the Night show.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry I was camping and I usually log on to
Oh,
your
don't be
shows when I.
sorry. Don't be sorry. Be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I've been watching your shows. Otherwise, I come back and I sort of hook on and I listen because it's so nice to hear everyone. Anyway, I'd say goodbye at that and let you go.
Yeah,
And
keep us informed on what's going on, eh?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All, otherwise, all's well. All's
Okay.
well.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ashima. Good
All
night.
right. Okay. Bye. Can I can open this computer?
So that's Ashima. So she's saying she's almost 2 hour drive away from her city, from the city of Toronto. Sorry, 2 hour drive, an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hour drive away from the city of Toronto, and she's still paying like homes in her area are going for $800,000, not pesos. So we got Gary Madero says in the comments saying, I really don't get what the heck is going on in this housing market. I already knew. I already told Gary, I don't remember in February when we discussed this on a three-way call with Steve the plumber. There's two ways housing is going to go, right? A lot of people were banking on a crash. We should have had a crash. In a normal housing or economy, you would experience a crash. But we didn't experience a housing crash. And we are going into, we're in August and we're going to be going into September. And before you know it, we're going to be in 2021. Papa Pissed is Mike, how is housing out east, like PEI Nova Scotia? Bidding wars. It's getting very expensive. I got an email from someone that's in Fredericton. I got an email from someone last week from Halifax. And I got I spoke to someone on Skype like 2 mornings ago from Prince Edward Island, from Fredericton. And they were telling me that the cost of living there is getting out of hand. There's a lot of people from Ontario moving up there, and there's a lot of foreign investing leaving empty properties there. And we covered this on a few Mike in the Nights ago, like maybe 3 months ago. We covered this, and this is a pretty big deal. Nat Pashuk is saying $800,000 for a house with a tenant in the basement. Woo! Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the liar from the Shire is always right when it comes to putting in comments in that little comment section box. The liar for the Shire says, they won't let us have a recession. Yep. That's it right there. They won't allow us. It's an engineered economic takeover. So what are you going to do? They're going to start telling you, well, find another country to live if you can't afford to live here. That's what's going to happen. Mitch Madden says, hell, the fun has just started. Yeah, Papa Piss saying the real estate agents in my area drive Lambos and Beamers. Yeah. Sell out your country, sell out your people, sell out your soul. That's for the corrupt ones. There's a lot of nice real estate agents on there. Agents I have met through my lifetime. Nice people I've met. Nice people who are just down to earth, just like, this is what it is, this is what you're going to get, this is what you're going to pay. Can you afford it? There's some real estate agents that I've spoken to that actually help people by calculating their total debt service ratio, that help people by making sure they're not overspending. That's good. That's good to have someone like that in your pocket who could be there for you when it comes to figuring things out, right? Tig Nim saying we're losing our freedom slowly. Do you think the Fed will crash the U.S. stock market before the election to make Trump lose? I don't know. I don't know if they would go that far. All right, let's go real quick here. Article scan. So, pros and cons of buying a condo. So, this is the benefits of owning a condo, guys. So, we're talking condos today because I get a lot of condo questions. So, what is a condo? Benefits of buying a condo. Less maintenance. So, basically, you pay strata to cover that for you. Security. Amenities. Affordability. Appreciation. Proximity to life cycle. Many condos are located close to vibrant downtown areas. Now, these are the cons. These are the downsides of buying. So pay attention. Homeowners Association fees. That's organized mafia. Potentially mismanaged funds. Every council strata president has a hot tub in his suite. Lack of privacy. Delinquency. Difficulty selling. More rules. You have to live by management rules. And tips for buying a condo. Older condos might be more expensive. Read governing documents carefully. Common elements, pools, tennis courts, fountains, recreation centers or clubhouses, grounds, parking lots, sidewalks, exterior siding, roofs, hallways, fencing around the grounds, and entrance gates. Limited common elements. So you share with one another entryways, mailboxes, awnings, stoops, shutters, balconies or patios, exterior doors and windows. Talk to your neighbors. ask about the HOA budget. And that's that right there. So, guys, be careful. You know, I get a lot of condo questions. I'm really against the whole condo thing because of the strata fees. So this is from Red Flags Deals. They have why somebody asked a question. Why condo fees are a scam? The scams called condo fees will continue to exist as long as people are willing to pay it. How come renters don't pay any maintenance fees? So this is a big chat that's going on here with a lot of people discussing, because condo fees are a good form of modern day slavery. Paying you know, I know a guy that's paying $640 a month for condo fees for a 1-bedroom. All right, let's go back to the discussions here. What's going on in the Okay, smiley face Tony is saying, I think the reason housing is not going down is because the mortgage deferments and the moratoriums on evictions, and I think as soon as these things expire, there will be an explosion in supply. Yes, well, we will see an oversupply, but this is what I told Gary Medeiros in February. Are we going to see a bunch of sideliners with cash ready to jump into the market when there is a correction? Right? That's the question. Are we going to see a lot of Hong Kongers, a lot of people from other countries that got a lot of money ready to jump on the action, right? So there's a lot of here. So this one right here. Look, this article right here. Buddy's paying $700 from a monthly fees. Wow. Here, look, article scan. So you think I'm not lying? Right here. Wow. Adding roughly $800 to their existing monthly fees. 700 or so. What? Okay, so they're adding 800. So the maintenance went up in one of these buildings, and the issue required $2 to $3 million in extra funding that would be paid, adding up roughly $800 to their existing monthly fees. Some residents were thinking about selling, and one person wondered how the many seniors in the building would afford the increase. Wow. So you moved into condos because you couldn't afford to be in a house, because condos are supposed to be cheaper and more manageable and less work. But in the end, you're paying through the nose. This is pure mafia. You got to put an emphasis on the A. Mafia, my friends. Okay, Alan put up a good point right now in the comments, okay? Alan put up a good point in the comments, okay? So let's go here. Alan says, basically, cheaper land, the further away from the cities you go. Here's the problem with that, Alan. I have a friend who bought land here in Merritt, $100 and something thousand, but everywhere he's going, everyone he's spoken to and everyone he's discussed with, they all want $700,000 minimum to build them a 1,800, 2,000 square foot home. Minimum 800,000, 700,000. But then we call with him, we called a couple, with him by my side, we called a couple of builders in Arizona, another builder in, where was it? South Carolina, and one in Georgia. We called a couple of builders, and they told us to build a house with that square footage, on the land that's already theirs, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. They said they're looking at about 110 to 150 max to build a house. So I don't know why it costs $700,000. And then when I asked them, especially the one in South Carolina, when I say, okay, $180,000 to build a house, $150,000 to build a house, and that is like the square footage you wanted, everything you wanted. And I asked them, so where's the wood come from when you build these homes? Oh, it all comes from Canada. So in Canada, we're paying more for our own materials to build a house on our own land. So Buddy can't get a house less than $700,000. So Joe R is saying, I would take that $700,000 and invest it in a multi-family rental property. You can't do that in Canada. There's nothing available for that. In Illinois, yeah. In Savannah, yeah. in West Palm Beach, Florida, or Port St. Lucie, Florida, yeah, you could buy you could buy something with five to 8 units. You could rent out to a multifamily for $700,000, easy. In Canada, we don't have that opportunity in Canada. We just don't have that in Canada. So buying your own land and thinking you could build your own house, good luck. Buddy is having issues. Now listen to me. He's having issues with the city. You got to place your house on this part of the land. You're not allowed to dig for a well on this part of the land. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You have to do this. You got to abide by city contract. You have to. So it's like, okay, buy your own land. Good luck. Yeah. We got Gem Rose as an Owen Sound wood products company owned by China. We are their no lumberjacks in Canada. Some condos are townhouses. Yes, we discussed that at the beginning of the show, guys. Hi, how you doing, Troll Not? We got lots of people in the comment. Bird718. Call a builder in New York and Maine, Massachusetts. They charge a little bit more because they build for winter. Sure, but you're not paying 700 grand. Okay, 500 large American, the 700 grand Canadian to build an average size family home. You're not paying that much. You know, it's I don't know what to say anymore. Like, we discussed this on last week's Mike in the Night, and it was like really tough, you know, to stomach some of the stuff. All right, let's go to article scan here, guys. I already covered this on the channel. Let's do a quick, where are we at? We're 1 hour in. Let's do a quick channel plug. Let me show you guys this video I did for this article here that I've already done a video for it. Okay, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to also set your reminders for this. I'm going to give you guys the link for this week's Mike in the Night. So if you guys could join me on Mike in the Night this Saturday, it's going to be really good. Because who knows what's going to happen by Saturday. I don't even, guys, to be honest with you guys, I don't even put up a topic anymore for Mike in the Night because there's just, we don't even know what's going to happen in the next day or two. That's how bad it is. So don't forget to set your reminders for this Saturday's Mike in the Night. Don't forget also to watch a couple of back shows of Mike in the Night here. If you missed any shows, there's lots of good stuff here to listen to and lots of good guests. Trends in the housing market back shows. You got to check some of these out. I put up this is Vancouver, Toronto real estate defaults. This pertains to this. Where did I go? To that article on Better Dwelling right here. Vancouver and Toronto real estate defaults right here. Check out this video. This is from 4 years ago. This video right here. I did this video. It was Trends in the Housing Market from 2016. Okay. Look at this. YouTubers, welcome to a special edition of Trends in the Housing Market worldwide. So guys, this is way back in the day from 2016. And if you look at some of the, if you see some of the articles I read and some of the predictions I made, it's like, holy crap. And it looks like I'm wearing the exact same hat, but I'm not. It's a little bit different. That one's a little bit different than the one I'm wearing. But yeah, I kind of wanted to throw this out there, guys, this Trends in the Housing Market. So I reposted it from 4 years ago. This is when I used to live here in Vancouver. So that's a really good video if you haven't seen it. This was an email I got from an email. Housing crash left this province brain drain. It's a good one. Pump up real estate, pumping more real estate to prop up pumping more money into real estate to prop up the real estate. And yeah, so I left the city, and this is what I've been doing, guys. We've been here for a little while now, and we're gonna enjoy the sunset together. This is 5-minute drive from my house. 5 minutes. And we're learning kids a life lesson. Fishing is very important. Bring it in, baby. Bring it in. Show Daddy you bring it in. Bring it in. There you go. There it comes. There it is. It's right out. Let me see if I can zoom it in. Here it comes. Nice and leave it right there. Let it sit right there. Yeah, let it sit right there for a little bit. See if you get lucky over there.
What you, Tanya? You have to bring it in.
Yeah, bring it in. Put some tension on that line, son.
This
is why I left. Look at it.
That's it. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, bring some tension on that line. So this is a 5-minute drive from the... 5-minute drive from my
Beautiful.
house.
Look at the helicopter.
Oh, there's a helicopter. There's a helicopter been grabbed. This is why I left the city, guys. Sick and tired of just not making any headway. Guys, don't forget to follow me on from Facebook, guys. If you want to follow me on Facebook, I'll give you guys my Facebook, and we could talk. Also, you could also send me some show tips on Instagram. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you guys want to. And you guys want to follow me on Instagram, go ahead. Send me a show tip. Don't forget to check out the McChronicle, guys. Don't forget to check out T-Square Talk. And, guys, don't forget to check out the website I've been making for my store. I've been working really hard on this. There's my store there. So if you're ever in Merritt, don't forget to come and visit me in person. I'm at 1925 Quilchina Avenue in downtown Merritt. I want to thank everyone last week that's come to visit me. I got almost 15 people visit me from all over the world that are passing through that area. So come and check it out and see what I got going on. All right, let's see what's going on here. Who is in the comments here? Who wants to call into the show? Germa N saying beautiful views. Gem Rose, the cost of building a house is astronomical, especially with green features. Tignum says I love fishing. Donaire says nice spots. There's like where I live, there's about 100 spots like that in my area, like within 5-minute drive. Peter Cotton says, but I heard retirees can live a good life with $2,300 a month in Portugal. Oh, 2,300 US in Portugal is a lot of money. And you're living like top-notch European, like clean cities, organized expats. Everyone's like so happy. Everyone's like, hey, how you doing? Tá tudo bem? Vou pra cá, quer falar com você. Yeah. Thank God we got Mike Banks in the comments. And Alan Howick says, haha. Matthew Ela saying, you don't have to pour any gravy this time, Mike. Right. Yeah, millennials. Joe R. saying millennials are screwed. Student loan debt. Car loan debt. Jobs don't pay. Yeah. Like... Oh, we got Steve Madero still in the comments. Steve is... sorry, Gary Medeiros. Gary Medeiros is pretty upset. You know, this housing market, we don't know where it's going. And like I said, it depends what the government decides to do. And the liar from the Shire said earlier in the comments is they're not allowing us to have a recession. They're not allowing us to reset. Okay, hold on. Comments are moving. Jordan Retro, housing market is done. I hope it all go down. TJH says Mike Martins even knows how great it is that millennials are happy with debt their entire life. You know, governments play a big part in this. Why? Because when governments got involved with student loans and student loan debt and creating student loans, before it became federalized, you could get a student loan. Not student loan. You could pay for your student expenses, your college tuition, and your fees, and your books, and your car, and your apartment just by working a summer job. And that wasn't for 2 summers. I'm talking about that happened until the governments got involved and federalized student loans, and then this way the price of education got more expensive because borrowing money got cheaper. And then that became a big problem. And the governments did that when they started with this whole first-time home buyer loans crap and lowering interest rates illegally. They should leave the economies on autopilot. And yeah, you know, they sold us out. And then in Canada, if you want to mail something to somebody, it costs a fortune. So you can't even work from home. They're making it in such a way where the average person really, really needs to sit back and figure out their plan in a way where they don't get screwed. Jordan Retro says debt is slavery. We got What's Up 52 from Perth. How you doing, buddy? So Rock and Hype says, you helped me realize it was time to leave the West Coast. Oh, of course. Joe R is saying, just have government give us a monthly stimulus, $200 to $500 extra if you make 30 to 50K a year. Papa Piss says, Lord, will Coleman or North Face Tencel? Jem Rose is saying, good economic policies are labeled and smeared with bad names. So we got David Xavier saying, boomers are milking the millennials. Alan Hallwick says, Merritt is a very nice area. I tree planted near there one summer. So silver busted $27 like me and the Raven predicted on Mike in the Night, says Lord Humongous. And Anthony Ruvalacaba says, wouldn't really call it a prediction. It was an inevitable, Lord. Aquarius says, hey, Mike. Jem Rose says, they are all developed now. Wow, lots of people in the comments tonight. Yeah, Matthew's in the comments saying something. I have an article here that was, I think it was sent to me by Mike. Sent me an article, and Matthew says here, I was just thinking that maybe the Victorian government wanted to shut down Melbourne again, so a lot of people don't get any opportunity to move out of the city and drain the crap out of the bank accounts. Yeah, you know what, guys? There's an article. It's very, very touchy. It's a very weird article. How they want to shut down a part of Australia for up to 2 years. I swear to you, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. For 2 years because of COVID. And basically, they want to stop people from moving out of the big cities. It wouldn't surprise me if they pull a stunt like that. It would not surprise me whatsoever. So someone's predicting before the elections this year that silver will be $50. I hope so. I stacked a lot of physical silver. Living the Dream says, new slaves equal workers and employees, barely any way out. Yeah. Yeah, they were thinking of closing. Maybe I'll open this article. It's from Mike in the Night. But I think this is kind of important because it does deal with housing. So I'm going to throw this up there for you guys. I know this is not trends in the housing market material, but it does affect people that can't leave a province. And if they can't afford to live in that province, how the heck? So here it is. Article scan. This is from Australian News here. Victoria border could be closed for 2 years if COVID cases continue to rise. So there it is. So people living there are going to be stuck in their own cities if they can't. So they're gonna. Well, obviously they could say if cases rise. They could tell you if the cases rise and if they're not. They could say, oh, guy dies in a motorcycle accident. That was COVID. So that's the problem. This is very dangerous. This information here is so dangerous, and this is from a mainstream fake news site too that's saying this. This is very dangerous information. They could close a city or a province in Australia for 2 years if COVID cases continue to rise. And you know what? Everywhere. Yeah, I don't want to get this video flagged, so I'm just gonna. We'll keep it on real estate for people living. I don't know what to say. A lot of people will run to the hills. What are they going to do? Put checkpoints on every exit? What are they going to do? Get military there? Bird is saying 2 people died robbing a bank and it was COVID. Yeah. And we got this that article that I covered today, which is very heartbreaking, guys. And then this article actually discusses it has to do with housing, with what we're talking about tonight right here. Let's go back to the YouTube channel and let's go back to today's story right here. Sorry, where'd it go? Where did that video go? Did they take it down? Yeah. Canada losing its youth. A lot of people have nowhere to live. And now, pay attention to this, guys. This is very important. During the month of July 2020, paramedics were called to 2,706 overdoses. More people died in the month of July than COVID in the whole province. More than BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. I kind of want to throw that out there. And I've been saying more people are dying from overdoses than COVID. But no one's looking at that. And this a lot has to do with living in poverty and can't afford to live anywhere, and you're homeless. This is a major issue, guys. I'm not playing here. This is all right. So the video's here on the channel if you guys want to watch it. Canada losing its youth. And it's like, all they care about is COVID. It's like, but where are the numbers to back it? Where, you know? Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. So Tignim is saying, so sick of government tyranny. Yeah, Joe R says interest rates were artificially kept low, stayed Fed stimulus, forced people to make a binary. Alan can't believe that the global elite are actually making their move right now. It's now or never, I think. Red Pill Gary's got a good point. Banks can't put mortgages on hold forever. Many will be forced to sell once they have to pay. Yeah. Man, this is not good, guys. This is really not good. Like, we're gonna do a mic in the night. We're gonna try and keep it in a way where we could, like, not get the video flagged, but still kind of oh, Matthew sent me a thing. Okay, Matthew sent me something from Expose. World Bank, COVID aimed with conditions for imposing extreme lockdown reveals Belarus president. So somebody, like I said, not everyone's going to play for the guy, right? There's always going to be opposition that is going to play against the guy, right? Let's see who we got. Okay, let's get Stephen Thomas on the phone. I'm going to see Stephen Thomas. He might be on his lunch break. It is Thursday afternoon in Australia. He is in Melbourne. Let's find out what the hell is going on there.
Hello.
Stephen, what's up, buddy?
Hi there. Yeah, it's very interesting here because we're in curfew.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you're in curfew. You're in Australia. What the heck is this article that's out that they're going to close a province off for, like, or a city off for 2 years?
Yeah, that's us, Melbourne.
Yeah. Can you give us a little insight on what the heck is going on?
Yeah, basically the infections numbers are so out of control. They're thinking of closing off a Victoria state for up to 2 years.
They're going to close the state off for 2 years. What are they planning on doing? Putting military checkpoints? Like, I don't understand.
It's already there.
Wait, okay, there's military checkpoints right now?
Yes, correct.
So if you want to leave your state in Australia, the state you're in, Victoria, you can't leave it right now?
No, that is absolutely true.
What if you have to go to Portugal? What if you have to go to Spain or do something, or you're on business?
You can't. Bad luck. It's all online or nothing at all.
Okay, I'm not... Just give me a second here. Okay, so what's going to happen now? Okay, okay, are they doing this because a lot of people are leaving Melbourne because of affordability levels?
They're doing that not only because of the affordability levels and trying to entrap people, but also because of the health crisis that's here. The public health system is so underfunded, it's one of the worst in the world.
Okay. Is there anything really happening over there? Because there's a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people aren't buying this anymore, right? I mean, yeah, it's a flu.
No,
people
that's
got-
right.
Huh?
That's right, because the infections are predominantly happening in the northern half and western half of Melbourne.
But do you know any of people that have this for real?
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
I'm going to grab a phone book in Melbourne, Australia. I'm going to call every person in that phone book. And I'm going to ask them if they know someone that has it or they have it. And they're going to say no. And I'm going to move on to the next person.
Yeah.
And I'll call everybody on that phone book on an 8 or 10 hour show and call at least get through the A's and B's and find out anyone that has it. Because you know what? For them to close down an entire state or a province, that's big. And you're telling me they got military checkpoints?
Yes. On the border between Melbourne and country Victoria.
Oh my God. I honestly did not think this was going to happen in my lifetime. I swear to God.
Neither did I. But no, it's actually happening.
Okay, okay, how do you feel about this?
I feel like I'm living in an open air prison.
Do you think this might? Okay, Lord Humongous got a good comment in there. Do you think this might set off some sort of civil unrest?
It's already begun.
Wow. Okay, begun at what? Like, what's happening? Are they turning over
No,
cars?
no. Just basic skirmishes on the streets. Say, for example, we have a law here. If you don't wear a mask, you get fined $200.
Okay, wow. Okay, let me ask you something. So, let's say you got someone you need to take care of, someone aging family in Perth, or someone's very sick in Perth, and you're the only next of kin that could help them out. You're telling me you can't leave your state or province to go help them?
You have to apply for a medical exemption, but generally speaking, no.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen, I'm having a really tough time believing my ears right now.
I know. We are supposed to live in a democracy, not a communist country.
Okay, we have Anarchy. We have Anarchy in the comments saying in Melbourne, the military are also checking up on all the COVID cases that are self-isolating at home. Oh my God. Anna, I need you on the show this Saturday for Mike in the Night. That will be Sunday afternoon. Stephen, I'm going to need you. I need you on Mike in the Night this Saturday.
I'll be available.
Or Sunday your time. Sunday at lunchtime,
Yes.
1 o'clock your time. I really need you to tell us or give us a little bit of insight on how they shut down your entire province, military checkpoints. You need some sort of military or some sort of a letter to let you leave the state you're in to go help someone that needs you in another state. Oh my God, I honestly never thought this was going to happen in my life.
Yep, it's already happening, and it's probably going to go on for about 2 years.
So they're going to close your state off from the rest of the country for 2 years. That's like That's like 800 days.
Yeah, that's right. It's a long time.
Wow. Can you tell us what you think about this? Like honestly,
Well, I just think from a human perspective, it's really is a loss of human rights.
I knew. Remember, Steve, I've been saying that Australia will be the first domino to fall.
Well, I think you're right. In fact, I think I'm living through it.
Guys that are joining us right now, we have Stephen Thomas, a Trends in the Housing Market housing. He is an investor slash an advisor, and he's been on the show many times over the years. And this is the first time where he's on the show where I don't even know what to say anymore. His state has been closed off from the rest of the country for 2 years because of COVID. And I think this is so. Do you think in your opinion, Stephen, this is some sort of strong arming by the governments?
Yes. The reason being they don't deny it.
So they're not even denying it.
No, it's fairly obvious.
Are you in trouble? Are you at risk talking to me?
No, because this is the thing. No one knows who I am except my local community.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So your local community knows this.
Yes.
Wow. So I'm not understanding. So I understand what's happening. I understand what's been implemented, and I'm understanding where they're going with this. But Steve, do you know what the end game is for this? Like, what's the end game? Okay, 2 year. Like, what's the end game? Like, what is the deal?
We don't know yet because there doesn't seem to be an end game in sight just yet. They're already talking about stage 5. Stage 5 means there's nothing open at all, including food, except once a week.
Yeah, I heard that. You want food once a week. You can't go more than 5 miles outside of your house.
Yep, that's right.
This is scary. And they got no cases in China. You know that, right?
Yes.
With 1.7 billion people.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. Like it's digesting this. This is huge. I knew Australia. What about 5G? Are they rolling out the 5G? What's going on there with that?
That's on the back burner for now because of this COVID thing.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, we got someone else from Australia that wants to call in. Matthew Elu. Would you like me to call in, Mike? Okay. Stephen.
Yep.
Stay strong. Stay informed. Please stay informed. We'll have you on the show Sunday afternoon your time. And we'll give us an update on what's happening with this provincial lockdown. And just give us an update, okay?
Certainly. And I'll stay safe.
You stay safe. We'll talk soon.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so Stephen Thomas is in Melbourne, Australia, and his community is pretty much shut down. He can't get out of state. He can't leave the state, and they're looking to shut it down for 2 years. Or it's been shut down for 2 years, and there's a military presence. I knew Australia was the first domino to fall, but I didn't think it was going to be... I honestly didn't think it was going to be in my lifetime. I honestly think I was going to be long gone, bones in the dust. But I didn't think it was going to be like now. What an interesting trends in the housing market, guys. I'm going to edit the end of this video and create its own video with this. Okay, where's Matthew? Matthew Elu. Let me see if I could find him here. I think he's also... There he is. We chatted 4 days ago. Let's find out what the hell is going on here. So we're calling someone else in Australia right now. Yo, Matthew,
Hey, Mike.
how are you, my brother?
Good, mate. Just stuck at home, actually.
Okay, all right, all right. We talked to you last time on Mike in the Night. Okay, you brought this up. Now we got the article. We got a guy in Melbourne who can't leave the state. Is is this really happening?
Yeah, I can't, because I come from about 3 hours north of Melbourne. Like, I was going to go up to Dad's, where I come from, right as they announced lockdown again.
Okay, so you can't go into that state.
I can't go outside of Metropolitan.
So if you
Technically.
want to go visit that guy that just spoke to us who lives in Melbourne, you can't go visit him.
No, I don't think so at the moment. Because actually what's happened is because they've restricted so much jobs and work at the moment, they've actually rolled out work permits that we had to sign.
Okay, guys. Let me bring up this article again. I know it's trends in the housing market. Yeah, this does affect housing because people are locked into their own city. This is what if someone can't afford to live in that city and they need to live somewhere more affordable? Because Melbourne isn't cheap, and they want to move out, let's say, to the outback somewhere and pitch a tent. They can't even do that?
Good luck. Good luck getting out of the city. Because they'll stop you.
Okay, I just don't know what to say. Like, this is like something. Okay, let me go find that article that I got here the other day. And this is a major deal. I honestly, like, okay, you know what I mean? You know, you hear all these stories, you hear about this, but this is a big deal. And yes, it does affect the housing market. It does affect housing because when your state, let's go to article scan here. When your state, Victoria border to be closed for 2 years if COVID cases continue to rise. Okay,
See, I have an issue with that because everyone's wearing a mask, people are at home, not many people working, and they're announcing cases still rising. It's like 400 yesterday, 700 today, and it's like 5 days between the actual test and getting the result back. So numbers are a little bit off there, I think.
Do you feel that this is infringing on your basic human rights?
Yeah, of course. It just seems over the top for what's actually going on.
Did you see that million-man march in Germany, in Berlin?
Don't think I did, no.
There was close to 888,000 people in Germany protesting this, and I'll show you guys images. Close to 1 million people protesting against these draconian. So this is from the other day. Let's see if we can get the full scope of it. It's too big. This is from 3 days ago. I mean, we're talking about entire. Here, let's go to article scan. We're talking major boulevards, like right through, filled. They were saying it was close to 1 million, and the media was saying there was only 55 people there. So let me find it here for you guys. This was the big march a few days ago where people were just fed up in Germany about this, that they're not going to take this very lightly.
Actually, just on the border thing, Queensland is the northern state of Australia.
Right.
They have the border closing there. They've shut off from Victoria and New South Wales now. But someone had to come from Queensland down to, I think, Melbourne to see a family member because they were sick. And then they drove past to go back into Queensland, and the officer didn't even stop him. He just waved him through. He's like, really confused because everyone's getting pulled up and he just gets waved through.
Maybe he looked at the license plates or the tags on the vehicle and realized it was out of province.
But he come down to Victoria, that's all.
Okay. Let me ask
Even
you,
he was dumbfounded.
have you seen any military checkpoints?
I haven't really been out, so I'm struggling to see even just basic police here.
Man, this is really concerning. I don't even know how to address something like this because it's so something you'd read in a novel or something something you'd read that you buy it at the drugstore, something like one of those paperback throwaway novels,
Yeah.
Okay, what if you're a citizen of another country and you hold a passport from another country and you have to leave a shutdown state? That state in Australia is completely closed for 2 years. And like our other caller said, it's an open air prison. But what if you're a citizen of another country and you want to get out and go back to another country? How does one he says you have to apply for some sort of application?
I don't really know anything about that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like going overseas, it'd be a lot more strict than going interstate.
We got
But the thing is,
Joe R saying it sounds like the German Gestapo.
yeah, the thing is, before our hotel thing here, they were saying that someone come from Bangladesh to Melbourne, and then they've flown from Melbourne to Sydney, even though no flights were allowed out. So they've gone to Sydney, and then they've gone to work at the supermarket there, and they've spread it around, and that's the story they told. Just doesn't add up. Like, even though I've told people at work and that, and even they were puzzled, how did they get flights from Melbourne to Sydney in the lockdown?
I don't know. It's Are you going to be available for Mike in the Night Sunday afternoon? Your time?
Yeah, should be.
Okay.
Should be able to come back on.
I want to do a Mike on the Night city lockdowns. Queen. What's the state called?
Victoria.
Victoria lockdown. I'm even going to rename the Mike in the Night to the Victoria lockdown. They locked down an entire state. Holy crap! I could see them like doing it to California because everyone's leaving California because it's so expensive to live.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if we get into, like, let's say really deep, like, could it be, like, again, like I asked the other guy, could it be it's just people can't afford to live there, so everybody's mass migrating out of the state, and they want to stop that from the city being empty?
It's a bit of a strange one because there's a lot of immigrants, there's a lot of locals, and then there's a lot of people moving from the countryside into the city. So it's a bit of a mixed bag on that one.
Joe R says they're propping up the market, then they pull their money out, and the little guy loses their shirt.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's a couple more for sale or lease signs around this suburb, but my neighbour, I think, just got a real estate person in to take pictures and all that. So I think it's starting to find its little crumple zone.
Man, I just can't make any ends of this. This is beyond my capacity. This is huge. How many people live in Victoria?
It'd be a few million. I don't know exactly numbers, but yeah, it'd be a couple of million. But the strangest thing is, at my work, we have this, we pay this company to sort of go over all the safety stuff and regulate the hell out of us. And now they want to do basically a tracking thing on their app for all our workers.
So they want to track the workers?
Yeah, even in the grounds. They want to do like the tracing app.
Wow. And then people need to comply because they got to pay their bills.
Yeah, basically.
Holy crap.
So there's the ground staff on the golf course. We have to still do, well, we're basically split up because there's heaps of people with annual leave they need to use up, and then we've got to split our shifts into groups and all that. So it's all mixed up.
I'm not. This is pretty big, guys. This is a huge bombshell. Okay, so I guess you don't go out. You can't do nothing. You're in lockdown. And you're estranged because no one's going out. No one's doing nothing. No one's in public. How are cases growing this fast? How does China have
That's
no
what doesn't
cases?
add up. Yeah,
does-
it was. Isn't it funny? China had people falling over in the streets, dying, and yet no other country has had that yet. Well, was it Ecuador that had people just dying and they had nowhere to put them? But other than that, no one else has had people just randomly dying on the streets.
Okay, I see Peter O'Brien saying, yes, I see a lot of planes coming and going from Auckland. That's in New Zealand. Maybe they are freight, as we have no planes in quarantine at the moment. We have no places in quarantine at the moment. Sorry. So, what do you like? So you could go out for food. You could go out, like, pick up some food. You can't go within 5 miles outside of your area, right?
Yeah, unless you got a work permit.
Okay, unless you get a work permit in your own country.
Yeah. It's yeah. That fishing video you just did with your kids yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I posted that online, someone would probably kick up a stink, and then I'd probably get a fine for it, because golf, fishing, and all sports are basically banned at the moment.
Hold on a sec. You guys
Yep.
actually consider
Fair
fishing
income.
a sport?
Well, just
I
they've
know. I'm
banned
just
fishing
joking.
for the time being. But yeah, fishing of all things.
Wow. I guys, I don't know if you're just tuning in, guys. There's a bombshell of a story here. The state of Queensland, or the province of Queensland, right? It's Queensland, right? Is
Victoria.
Victoria. I
definitely,
don't know
but
why I call it Queensland. Victoria is shut down, and Melbourne's in there, and that's 5.6 million people living there, and they're shutting down the entire state because of COVID, or province, because of COVID. And again, here is the article. Victoria border could be closed for 2 years if COVID cases continue to rise. Wow.
yeah, but that 2 years is news to me anyway.
Oh, this is from July 23rd.
So that's over a week.
Okay, let's look at Victoria border. Let's see what comes up in the news right now. Wow. New South Wales, Victoria border restrictions, New South Wales government. Under the public health order. Wow, you can't even go into the state. Victoria's cross-border commissioner. Border restrictions. Wow. Did you get this virus?
No.
Do you know of
have
anyone
said
that ever existed in the history of this planet that got it?
Well, somebody my dad works with is the only one that I know of. He was the one that was on the cruise ship, if you remember me talking about that one. But other than that, like, I'd be surprised if I know anyone of it.
Yeah. Border restrictions in New South Wales, quarantine rules at Victoria, childcare measures announced. Wow. Australia imposes strict new virus measures in Victoria. Australia suffers record COVID death. But, like, you know what? I'm going to grab a phone book.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'm
Bring
going to
up some
call
random people.
everybody in that state and
If
ask
you
them
have
if they
time,
know anyone
go
that
for it,
has
man.
it. Right? And I don't understand. Craig
Actually, you
Cook is
probably
saying
won't.
they are preparing us. What are they preparing us for? What do you think they're preparing us for?
Actually, that article I sent about Madagascar,
Mm-hmm.
there was something about Bill Gates and how he wants everyone's digital ID so they can sort of restrict everything you can do without
Okay, so
that.
they're gonna launch this. I get it. They're gonna launch this in I get it. They're gonna launch this in Africa somewhere. They're testing it in Australia right now as we speak, and they're figuring out things. Wow, what a trends in the housing market we have tonight! Holy crap! Open air prison.
Basically. Actually, they had the health minister, I think it is, from Victoria. She went all the way to Canberra,
Yeah,
which
the
is like,
capital.
yeah, she went there to answer to Parliament about the hotel quarantine. So she went all that way. They said, "Oh, can you provide documentation on that?" And she basically said back to them, "I'll get my colleague to get back to you tomorrow on that."
Yeah, of course, they never have anything available when you ask them. They never prepared for anything. They could tell you what they want to tell you, but they don't have preparedness there when it comes to somebody asking, wanting or demanding answers, right?
Yeah, true. But this other guy I watch from Brisbane, he reads out all the articles and he basically says that she's going to make it all the documents so many pages that if they want the truth, they have to sift through like 200 pages of stuff. So it just delays everything a lot more.
Yeah, it's like the new NAFTA agreement is like 694 pages, right? Between Canada, United States, and Mexico, it's only 5 things they're doing with it, but there's like 700 pages to go through, you know? So they're making it
Yeah,
hard
but
for people
going
to,
through
yeah.
that is going to delay the hell out of it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm wrapping up into my second hour here, Matthew. I appreciate this call. I appreciate you calling in and telling us what the heck is going on here. I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's actually good to call him because well, there's only so much the people at my work will listen from me, and they don't get what's going on. They're just only going by what the news says. So it's like the more I look into stuff, the more I sort of need to let out about it.
Wow. Wow.
So it's really good being able to even call on the show.
Mike Banks is saying it's mass manipulation. Craig Cook is saying it's government. Smells like BS. Yeah, so Lord Humongous is in there too in the comments.
Also, they call it JobKeeper, where businesses that are still alive,
Right.
the government subsidizes work payments.
Right.
So I think it was, I can't remember exactly when, but they were going to go from $1,500 a fortnight down to, I think it was 1,000. So yeah, they're going to slowly cut that off.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so this Saturday, aka Sunday, Mike in the Night, it's going to be the Australian shutdown there, and yeah, we're going to have to discuss this and get people to call in from that area. We'll get Jem to call. Not Jem, sorry, what's her in the comments there? She could probably do some research. You do some research yourself. We're going to get, what's his name, to do some research on this too, and we're going to see what we could do to kind of figure out where things are at. Like, this is a big deal to shut down an entire state. Anna Key, yeah, we'll get Anna Key on the show, and then she could give us a little insight too on what's the angle here. We know what the angle is, but we have to kind of figure out, because this is going to happen across the Commonwealth, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm just waiting for all the other states to sort of be similar to Victoria, because Sydney's on the very early stages of what Vic went through. Sydney especially, I think it
Went
was.
through as in cases or as in hostile government takeover?
I think cases for the moment, but they're starting to do the government shutdown stuff, I think.
Okay, I got a mission for you. You got to find someone that has this, like really has this. Make some calls.
Okay,
Make some calls.
I'll start asking around, yeah.
Make some calls. Just find somebody that has this. Make some calls or find out what's like. Just start snooping around. You're home, right? Get on the computer. Start snooping around. Figure something out, because like this is pretty scary. I don't want them to shut my city down and then I can't leave my city. I don't want them to shut my province down and I can't leave my own. I don't want that to happen, right? I do have dual citizenship, so if I need to leave the country, I can, but I don't know what's going to happen. Anyways. Okay, Matthew, I appreciate your call.
All right, Mikey, I'll keep making dot points about what's going on anyway.
Pick up. Start poking around.
Yeah, man, I'll start asking around, see what I can get.
Please. Thank you, Matthew.
All right, well, enjoy the rest of your stream, Mike.
Yeah.
Hope the veggie garden's going good.
It's going good. Thank you, Matthew.
All right, Mike, I'll get back to you another time.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we got some major issues coming out of Australia. Major issues. Okay, guys, we're going into my second hour. I am going to sign off, guys. It is 2 hours now. I will, next week. Craig's watching right now. Craig, do some research on this. Pick up some newspapers. Find out what's happening in Victoria. Find out what's happening in Australia, because I know you live in New Zealand. Please, Craig, get on. I want to have you on first. Then we're gonna have Buddy from Melbourne on, and then we're gonna have Buddy in. So we're gonna have a lot of Australians on the show for this Mike in the Night. I'm gonna change the title to, we're gonna talk on Saturday night. So Dr. Rico's calling in. Hello.
Hey, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, you're online?
Yeah, I'm online. Hello?
Just listen. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're breaking up really badly.
Hello?
Yeah, you're breaking up really bad.
Yo? Here, let me roll up. I don't want to ruin your show because I know you're doing it.
Hello? So we got, let's see who this is. Somebody called into the show. Sorry for your dad's loss. Come on the show. Okay, let's see what happens. Yo! Mr. Rico!
Hello! You betcha. All right. So your dude from Australia, because he's using the Commonwealth, you got to play back a couple of years. Okay, take the Iraq War. Basically the Australians and the Canadians basically use the same speech. So whatever's rolling out in Australia is going to be rolling out here.
Right, yeah, no, I'm saying that.
I don't blame you for getting out of. Oh, I know.
It's the Commonwealth.
I don't blame people from getting out of condos because the
Hello?
The condos or the strategies was basically they're going to be your next. Hello?
Hello, you're breaking up really, really bad.
I've got the terrible internet. I'm welcome to Canada. Okay, so.
Yeah, your internet, you're breaking up. We lose you for about like 3-4 seconds, and then you come back, and then you come in and out intervals here. You're saying about the condos?
About I don't want to ruin anybody's night. Yeah, Stratafees is an insurable, okay? Your insurance class, because I know you guys follow the guys' market, okay? I've watched you guys for a bit. The comparables on
Oh
the
man, I can't.
condo
Buddy, you're breaking up, man. You're in and out.
markets are basically
Send me an email and I'll read it next show.
let's
Yeah, we're losing D Rico here. Too bad. Frig. Looks like he's a new caller too. His internet's pretty bad. It's not my internet because I'm moving here nice and fast. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. It's been 2 hours. Guys, do me a favor. Yeah, let's get this next mic in the night. Here it is right here. I'm gonna give you the next mic in the night for next week. I'm gonna give you the next mic in the night. Make sure you're by a window or something so you get really good reception. Okay, so let's go to home. I'm going to change the title to this, Lockdown in Queensland. Here we go, Mike in the Night. So this is it right here for next Saturday. I'm going to give you the link to that one. I want everyone to be on that Mike in the Night. And we will... Okay, we got other people calling in. Okay, guys, we are shutting the show down. Come on, and that's Eamon. I don't know, somebody else calling me here. Guys, Mike in the Night, you know what's happening. Next week, there's the link right there. Get on Mike in the Night. And this next caller, who is this next caller? Looks like Amin. So we'll have him first. We'll have him next week as the first caller. And we'll have him next week on the show. All right, here you go. Hello?
Is this Mike?
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
Just want to let you know, Mike, I'm calling from Vancouver. I've loved your videos. I love your YouTube channel. So thank you for picking up my phone call. I was just going to say the weird thing is, like, everything crashed. The economy is crashing. I'm calling from the Lower Mainland, but you know the crazy part? Rents aren't going down. Like, I live in Surrey, and a one-bedroom used to be about $700. Then 2 years later, $900. Now they're renting out for $1,100. And I'm just saying it, and like a 2-bedroom now is $1,500. A 3-bedroom, people are now asking $1,800. And like, you know, you could put people into apartment buildings or condos, but you know, the unfortunate part is, like, you could build brand new, but then people are going to be wanting those premium rents because that's how they're going to be able to afford those mortgages. And I'm just saying it because my mom has an employee, and we've been paying her the same wage, give or take, you know, $17 adjusted for inflation for the past couple of years. And now even a worker can't even afford living in the suburbs. It's like, it's sort of mind-boggling. I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. And, you know, I just think even the suburbs are at the point where they're not sustainable for people to live.
Yeah, it's not sustainable anywhere. Canada is not like the United States where you can move to many different cities and make a choice and actually, you know, work at 7-Eleven and actually pay off a $120,000 house. Canada, we don't have that anymore. That's gone. So we're in a position right now where I don't know what's going to happen anymore in Canada. Canada's and Australia and the UK are pretty much in the same position that Canada is in. So I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest, when the suburbs and the Tri-Cities, the Quad Cities, and now you're getting pushed to the American border because there's nowhere else to go.
Exactly. I mean, my brother-in-law and me were just talking about it today, that where it seems like Chilliwack, you know, of all places, will eventually be like sort of maybe the de facto place where like all the locals live, or where people who can't afford a house. Because I mean, at the point where if you're a single wage earner and you're paying roughly about 60% of your income on rent, you know, there comes a point where you're like, it makes no sense to live in British Columbia anymore, and you're better off.
Did you see the article I read last week? Living in
Winnipeg, Regina, or somewhere, you know, like, or even Atlantic Canada, like, to be honest, where like, I'll say it again. I think I have a one-year-old child, and I don't think there's a future.
Me too. That's the same thing I'm saying. But do you remember the article I read last week that the province of British Columbia can't find any more first-time home buyers? Oh, connection is poor. Oh, we lost connection. I'm not sure if Skype is having major issues tonight. But we'll have that caller on next week. I'm going to save him. Have him on first next week for next trends in the housing market. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Please set your reminders for Mike in the Night. We're going to have Craig on the show next week. We're going to have a lot of people with the shutdown of a province or state. And we'll go from there. See what happens. This is getting out of... Who would have thought that a housing show discussing housing, what if housing would have gotten this detrimental, this bad? Anyways, you guys stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Thanks for watching the transmission. Set your reminders for next week's Mike in the Night, please. I'm asking that you be here in support for our friends that are on lockdown in a state of Australia. Yeah, an entire city's locked down. We'll talk then, and we'll have our friend on the show. I think his name was Eamon, who just called me. So we'll have him first on trends in the housing market so he could tell us a full story. Maybe we could discuss what's happening when it comes to moving around in the country to find some sort of flexibility when it comes to living a basic lifestyle. I'm not asking for free housing here. I'm not advocating for freeness. I'm just asking for fair and flexible. You know, just, hey, I work 40 hours, I work 50 hours, I work a second job on top of that. I shouldn't have to give 80% of my income to pay for a basic shelter. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the super chat tonight, Anthony. And guys, we'll talk soon. I'll see you guys live.